It is just so great to be here. Coming home last night from Washington, D.C., and be here today and see all the great faces and the great diversity of this community is just really inspiring. But seeing so many friends that are here committed to make sure that we bring change for this community in Albany. It just, and you know, 4 years ago when we launched Debbie's campaign, not too many people believed that we could do it. And we raised a little money, and we worked hard, and we got 43%, and we sent a strong message to some of the institutions who sat out that campaign that yes, this community was ready for change. And why is this important? Because while we fight in Washington to protect consumers, like the Consumers Protection Bureau, Financial Bureau, I cannot come home and say, look at all the foreclosure and so many homes that were lost due to the crisis, the economic crisis that we witnessed in 2008 and 2009, and then go back, see the devastation in my community, and go back to Washington and vote to repeal the Consumer Protection Bureau, or go and talk to my community saying that we must have strong regulations that will prevent the economic crisis that we saw in terms of the greed of banks, and then go back and vote to repeal Dodd-Frank. And this is what we have witnessed with Senator DeLand. He comes home, he discussed the budget, he criticized the budget, but then he goes back and he supports the budget. Or he talks about protecting working families, providing a decent, affordable housing, and go back and vote with the landlords or vote with the developers. And we have seen the type of policy that has been implemented in New York City and in New York State that basically has been driven by developers. And so we are here to say, this is our community. We must have to in the decision-making process that affect our families. We need to empower our communities so that if people want to bring charter school, well, that should be asked by the community, but not imposed upon us. And in every of those issues that are important, Debbie Medina has been there. That is who she is. She has been a fighter. When people didn't even dare to cross the Williamsburg Bridge, to come to this side of the bridge, because there was gangs violence, because there were drug traffickers. Debbie was there organizing marches and asking for resources to keep our communities safe. She has never been intimidated of a good fight, especially when she knows that is the right thing to do. And so when people talk about climate change, and we said we must protect our communities, and then I will go back to Washington and support Keystone or support trade deals that undermine families in our communities. This is why I am so excited, because we need to empower our community so that they know what everyone is doing, so that they know what elected officials are doing. Are they representing our community, or we go back and talk the good talk here, but then go back and vote against the interests of our community? And so education is key. People need to know, our community needs to know what is happening, the kind of decisions that are made, whether they are in the federal government, whether they are in the state government. But one issue that is important is the type of reform that must take hold in Albany, that must take hold in Washington. And so Debbie Medina Miren, yo me siento sumamente contenta because when I see this great diversity, that is what it's all about. Williamsburg is changing, Bushwick is changing, and we welcome everyone. Everyone must embrace each other with one goal, and that is to make sure that we provide the kind of resources that will honor the commitment that we are offering to our children, that they will have a better tomorrow, that people could raise their families here, and that they will have all the resources that are needed. And that will not happen if we are not willing to work and work hard. Because believe me, time and again, when we have a good candidate, it takes more than just our great desire of electing her. It takes hard work, because the other side will have the ability to raise the money, and that happened before. But if we are all united, willing to do the work, sacrifice this summer, and instead of going to the park, well, if we're going to the park, bring Debbie Medina's material, talk to everyone. If you are jogging, talk to the person that is in front of you, ask them, and do the subway stops. I've done it. And when I say that I am committed to support someone, I'll be there 100%. So we need that from everyone here. If we are willing to do the work, this district will be so lucky because we will have a people's person elected representing us in Albany. So Debbie Medina es una mujer que no le tiene miedo a nada. Can you imagine? She gave up her job in December. You know, 23 years ago, I gave up my job. And I was running against an 18-year incumbent 23 years ago with a war chest of $4 million. I took my retirement money and I put it into my campaign. Never got paid back. So in a way, we all won, I hope. So please help us because we can do this. We do it si estamos con ella y hacemos el trabajo y cogemos y nos levantamos por la mañana, hacemos los subway stops, cuando salgan los niños con los padres de las escuelas, a todo el mundo hablar, lleven el material de ellos, no pierdan la oportunidad de hablar a cada persona, de hacer, cojan desde Facebook, desde los números telefónicos que ustedes tienen, hagan una lista de quiénes son los amigos de ustedes, pero no los llamen simplemente para decir voten por ella, sino porque se presenten a la campaña de ella para hacer el trabajo. This is about the future, and we will have a better future because I know that she's going to get elected. Thank you.